you so much for joining us. Give us a sense of the atmosphere in Ethiopia this morning.
Well, thanks very much, Ayanda. Yes, indeed, proceedings are expected to start in an hour's time or so, and that is when the first meetings of various chaired or led by various heads of state. President Jacob Zuma, we know, will be chairing the infrastructure committee of presidents or heads of state, and they will be discussing how to move forward with regard to the continent's program on infrastructure. But several other committees will also be sitting. There will, of course, be deliberations around the issue of Burundi, where to from here. Ministers went into meetings, were in meeting over the past couple of days to try and find a common position that they will be tabling before the meeting of the heads of state. There, we're not expecting a hell lot to happen, given the unfolding of the events over the past few weeks since December. From what we are told, there is going to be, the parties are going to be urged to try and speed up the process, the conversation that's supposed to take place within and among Burundians, led by the president of Uganda, President Yoweri Museveni. We also know that South Africa has now been roped in. With regard to another hot spot, which is South Sudan, we are told that quite a significant progress has been made in that area as well, except that one of the leaders of the opposition has yet to go back to his country to then discuss the terms of engagement that are being mooted. But parties, especially the ruling party, believes that it has gone as far as it could go, and it does believe that everything that it is going to table before the opposition is what is a consensus position, a position that has been agreed to by everyone. But of course, the opposition is yet to pronounce on the set of proposals that are going to be tabled before it. Other issues, of course, include the funding of the African Union, which we are told has had to be revised. Certainly that was confirmed by the AU chair, Dr. Dlamini Zuma, in a conversation we had with her about a day ago. There's lots of other issues, but of course we will be updating you on those and where things are as the day progresses. Back to you, Ayanda.
I'm glad you touched on the AU chair, Umama Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. Her term, I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is set to expire in 2016, as does that of Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe as chairperson of the African Union. Are we expecting any movement, any discussions or any decisions with regard to that?
Well, I didn't get you there, Ayanda. If you could repeat your question, if you don't mind.
No problem. I think the distance barriers are playing havoc for the both of us. But I wanted to find out about the tenure of President Robert Mugabe as the chairperson of the African Union, as well as Umama Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma and her position as a chairperson of the AU Commission that they wrap up in 2016. I'm wondering whether or not there'll be any discussions or decisions or movement regarding that.
I'm really battling to hear you, but President Mugabe is, of course, the president of the African Union. He is expected to lead all discussions. He is expected to be briefed on all the reports that will be tabled before the heads of state, as he is the person who will be presiding over the most of the things that are going to happen here. And with regard to Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma herself, there is a lot we understand that she will have to brief the leaders on. For instance, on the question of sending a peacekeeping force to Burundi, the question that many people are asking, certainly from the discussions that were taking place over the past couple of days, the question that needs to be answered is how the African Union got to make pronouncements on sending a peacekeeping force to Burundi before a report, a status report was tabled before an organ of the African Union. In other words, how because we know that the issue or that move incensed the Burundi government. So how did that happen? How was a position taken, such a position taken before a structure of the African Union could deliberate, before a report, as per the norm or as per the convention, before a report could be tabled before them? So she does have quite a question, or two to clarify there, or to, something to, a case to answer, but as to how serious this issue will be and how it will affect relations between and among members of the African Union remains to be seen.
I'll have to leave it there, at least for the time being. Thank you so much, Vuyo Mvoko, our contributing editor, coming to us live from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia.